All right, Shalom. Salaki for technical difficulties. I believe we left off at Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 18. Con. Just like we can give everybody a hot second to get back up in here. I'm gonna go ahead and reshare the class. I'm saying I highly recommend that you do the same. I'm saying to spread this truth to the reservations. Give me a hot second. All right, Slack. We're gonna get back into it. So in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 18. Purse shall be the fruit of thy body. Let's see here. We touched on mental illness. You know what I'm saying? The drug problem and the alcoholism and the reservations. I'm saying we're going to go ahead and to all the, child molestation and the rapes of our children that is going on inside these reservations. I'm saying because you can look all across, any reservation across the United States, and you can always find hundreds of, if not even thousands of accounts of children that have been, raped or molested in some type of way, whether it's from a family member, I'm saying someone outside the family, just an outside, source. It's like a coach, or just somebody that is supposed to sit there and guide our youth to be on a better path. But yet, due to the absolute destruction of our people, and we'd rather sit there and take advantage of a goddamn child. And we'd rather sit there and make sure that whatever it was that happened to us in the past is carried on to the future generations. I'm saying, knowing damn well that whatever molestation that us as a people have gone through, has deteriorated our minds and made us just, sick in the goddamn head. You know what I'm saying? We still choose to sit there and make sure that the future generations lifestyle, what I'm saying, the same thought process of destroying, some child, what I'm saying, some youth of our nation. It's not something that naturally has came to us as a people. And that's something that has completely and utterly been forced on us as a whole. Saying because we used to kill child molesters back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And rapists and murderers and thieves and so on and so forth. You know, so we used to do these things. So our society, we didn't really have this happening to us. And then after our oppressors sat there and invaded us, you know what I'm saying, conquered us and enslaved us and put us through all this torment, we started taking on his attributes. You know what I'm saying, his culture of molesting children. You know what I'm saying, of raping them. You know what I'm saying, of course, there's the murder and whatever heinous acts it is that what I'm saying, our people sit there and commit. You know what I'm saying? Us as a nation, we never, we never practice these things because there would always be a consequence for it. I'm saying the consequences can be found in this book right here. You know I'm saying in the Bible. I'm saying which all throughout here, if you break any law, I'm saying any commandment, any statute, I'm saying, you are liable to be put to death, which is what we used to do to those that would do such offenses. And then we decided to sit there and join hand in hand with this man that has destroyed us for hundreds upon hundreds of years. And it just became something normal to us as a people to sit there and see that it's okay to lay with a child. You know what I'm saying, a damn baby. You know what I'm saying, which if we never joined to these people, then all the molestation that is going on inside of our communities, what I'm saying, it wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying, at least to an extent to where it's at. You know what I'm saying, because we still got those that will secretly join to our oppressor. So we got those that will sit there and practice his culture and his philosophies. I'm saying when us as a nation, we should have just never allowed for these damn animals to land on our shores. I'm saying we should have just turned them away. But instead we sat there, welcome with open arms. You know what I'm saying, we taught them how to grow food and properly take care of their animals. I'm saying, and in return, they sat there and slaughtered us. And then in return, they made that slaughter into some type of wicked ass celebration that the future generations would sit there and celebrate. I'm saying, which I don't give a damn how old you are. I'm saying, no, it don't matter how young you are, whether you know about it or not. I'm saying, when you sit there and you celebrate a holiday of America, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna do nothing more than break you down mentally. You know what I'm saying, especially a celebration that I'm saying marks the death of your people. I'm saying, our people. I'm saying, there's no wonder that all this mental illness and drug abuse and sexual abuse and all this physical abuse is running rampant throughout our communities. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you are taught to hate your goddamn people. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you're taught to sit there and celebrate the death and the torture and rape and and lies and theft that were committed against your people. I'm saying there's a lot of you out there that will sit there and say, "Oh well, I don't approve of Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate it. I just go for the food." I'm saying, well, guess what, dumb. If you sit there and you go and you eat the food, that is part of the celebration. That's like saying you don't celebrate the 4th of July, but yet you pop off fireworks. That's like saying, I don't celebrate, Christmas. I don't believe in this fat man that comes down my chimney, but I trade presents. You know what I'm saying? It don't make any goddamn sense. I'm saying you sit there and you participate in a feast or whatever festivities it is that naturally go with that holiday. You are celebrating said holiday. So if you sit there and you say you don't condone in Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, you don't approve of it because it celebrates the death of our ancestors, but yet you go for, you know what I'm saying, a goddamn plate of food. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing all that aside so you can get, you know what I'm saying, some pork and you know what I'm saying, shoot, whatever else it is that you sit there and you serve at your damn dinners. You know what I'm saying? You are really selling out. You know what I'm saying? You're selling our people out all so you can get a couple plates of food. You know what I'm saying? You're selling our ancestors all so you can get a couple plates of food, yo. You know what I'm saying? Just sit there and think of the type of dishonor that brings to our nation. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and think about how it is that our ancestors would feel about such a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they would know that all this food that you're eating is meant to celebrate their deaths. You know what I'm saying? These are things that us as a nation we have to take into account. You know what I'm saying? Because you can go all across social media where natives are excited about Thanksgiving. They're excited about all the food and seeing the family and shoot, getting them to go plates. When in reality, you shouldn't give a damn about any of that. You know what I'm saying? If the only time you get to see your family is on a day that celebrates the death of our people, you should say to hell with that goddamn family. To hell with that food. To hell with them good times. I'm saying, because at the end of the day, what should mean the most to you and to our nation is our integrity, God damn it. Yet we wonder why it is that these nations do not take us seriously as a people. So, like, read it from the top. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land. I'm saying you can sit there and you can look at, any reservation, you know what I'm saying, across the United States. You know what I'm saying, where once, you know what I'm saying, we once had our proud nation where we could grow anything throughout any land. You know what I'm saying, no matter what the condition of the land was, or no matter what the quality of the damn seeds were, you know what I'm saying, the Lord blessed us as to where we could just do whatever it is that we, you know what I'm saying, we pleased. I'm saying, but if you look at today, we can only, You say not only are we limited to slack, they not only are we limited to certain plots of land that can only grow, certain types of food, and even when it grows certain types of food, it can only be a certain quality. Slack. What is I'm looking here for? Even though it's type of quality, it still isn't where it was. What I'm saying, when we were at, what I'm saying, somewhat of our full power as a whole. What I'm saying, when we had our full knowledge of what it is that we could do with life and with crops. Like, I'm saying, and that's due to our oppressor not only whittling us down and through the war and famine, all the lies that he's said to us, getting us move on to these crummy pieces of land, I'm saying, where we can barely thrive and survive. I'm saying, which is why we got to go to our oppressor so much. Get some type of, vegetable or fruit, I'm saying, so on and so forth. I'm saying, we're not as we're not as self-sufficient as we think we are as a whole. I'm saying, as the world, it's like the outside world thinks that we are. I'm saying, we're more dependent on our oppressor more than anything. It's like, and the fruit of thy land. You know what I'm saying? So we touched on, the limited amount of crops it is that we can grow. You know what I'm saying, we touched on how terrible the damn soil and land is that we're on. You know what I'm saying? What it is that we can and can't grow. You know what I'm saying? But yet our oppressor, you know what I'm saying, this same man that has conquered us for over 400 years, you know what I'm saying, made sure that we stayed subservient to him. You know what I'm saying? He allows for us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the say so in such a thing. So like, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, our oppressor is gonna have the final word. He allows for us to sit there and grow marijuana on the reservations. You know what I'm saying? Not because it's gonna sit there and profit us in, let's say hemp. You know what I'm saying, it's gonna profit us in making some type of revenue off of the marijuana. I'm saying, he allows us to sit there and grow these plants. You know what I'm saying? Because our oppressor knows that marijuana is sitting there and destroying our communities. You know what I'm saying, he knows these things, which is why he'll sit there and he'll promote it. You know what I'm saying? Well, he'll sit there and he'll pass laws in order for us to grow marijuana. Because he knows by us doing, you know what I'm saying, that's eventually gonna just get flooded into our communities. You know what I'm saying, and making our minds more dumbed down and dulled, and just not where it is that they're supposed to be, in order for us to come together as a nation and build our own communities. Which is why our oppressor is always, sat there and introduce drugs into our communities. So he'd sit there and he'd make sure that, you know, the foreman set over us would, you know, pay us with marijuana and whatever, you know, whatever else it is that would sit there and what we think is elevating our mind, or, you know, all that nonsense. I'm saying our oppressor makes sure that these things are put into our communities to keep us, you know, below him, saying to keep us from joining with our brothers, you know what I'm saying, blacks and Hispanics, to keep us from sitting there and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? That's why he sits there and he allows for us to grow marijuana. He allows for us to sit there and get high as we do. I'm saying, because he knows as long as us as a nation, as long as we're destroyed, sure, he ain't got a damn thing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to worry about us joining hand in hand with our brother and coming up against him. He ain't got to worry about us following the words of the Lord to bring our nation up out of this slavery that we've been in for so damn long. I'm saying he ain't got to worry about them things. You know what I'm saying? He allows, you know what I'm saying, for his drugs to do the work for him. It's like the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. And so it's telling us that, you know, basically cursed will be the livestock of our lands. I'm saying, which sure, you can do any research into any reservation. I'm saying whether you're the largest, the smallest, the richest, or the poorest, and no matter what result it is you come up with, our people will always be sitting there and trying to sell their livestock for the absolute bare minimum. I'm saying all in order for us to get a very small sum of money to, you know, survive while we're living in these damn hellholes. Meanwhile, you can sit there and you can look up any, you know what I'm saying, looking to buy any livestock throughout the cities and countryside slacky of America. And shoot, you got to pay, you know what I'm saying, $2,000 to $3,000 in order to, you know, get one of these damn animals. You know what I'm saying? The farmers of America are living lavishly off of what it is that their government has set up for them. You know what I'm saying? For them to sell their animals in order to make a pretty penny. You know what I'm saying? In order to make money, in order for them to have a certain way of living. You know what I'm saying? To be comfortable. Meanwhile, we got to sell animals for, you know, $100 to a couple $100 in order for us to just get the absolute bare minimum to survive in the land of America. You know what I'm saying? To survive in the reservations, even though, you know, shoot, we know that the life in the reservations that is just hell. You know what I'm saying? It is absolute hell. And we got to get rid of something that has been in our family for generations. You know what I'm saying? Something that has taken us just years upon years to raise. You know what I'm saying? We got to get rid of it for just a couple $100. Meanwhile, our oppressor is getting rich off of the same thing. He's saying all because he you know what I'm saying, belongs to the same nation that has destroyed us for so long. When in reality, we should be the ones getting rich off of our livestock. And our oppressor should be the one that has to sell a goddamn goat for, you know what I'm saying, cents. You know what I'm saying? They should be the ones struggling to get by while we're sitting here thriving and enjoying our lives. But because we sat there and we turned our backs on the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, these laws, statutes, commandments, you know what I'm saying, we're being punished for doing so. Therefore, we can't sit there and live lavishly off of one damn, goat or cow or sheep, horse, so on and so forth. So we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 23. So like, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. I'm saying you just look at that scripture. You know what I'm saying? You take a little bit of time, you look at it, you read it. I'm saying, what does that remind you of that is going on inside of our communities and that has been going on inside of our communities? You know what I'm saying? Something that has been highlighted throughout the news for, you know what I'm saying, the past week or so. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like the sex trafficking among our women that is going on. You know what I'm saying? All of our women that are sat there and thrown into some disgusting goddamn cage in order for, I'm saying, one of these damn animals to sit there and have his way for what's like with her. You know I'm saying, because all of us know through, you know what I'm saying, accounts through the media, you know what I'm saying, and historically, you know what I'm saying, and personal, stories of victims. You know what I'm saying, we know that our women are sat there and kept in these damn cages until whatever bastard that has taken them, you know what I'm saying, needs their services. I'm saying we know that these women are sat there and kept into these damn metal warehouses where they just, you know what I'm saying, sit for months and years being sexually abused and tortured. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, you know what I'm saying, these sisters are murdered. You know what I'm saying? These are the horrendous acts that are happening to the women of our nation. You know what I'm saying? They are sitting there in these goddamn dog cages, just waiting for another man to sit there and, you know, saying, sexually abuse her, saying have his way with her, torture her. And most of our women are sitting there and praying that after all this that they don't take her goddamn life. Knowing damn well that she's got to go back the next goddamn night and do the same thing over and over and over again. And not only are they just being, kept in goddamn cages like some, damn dog, and inside these warehouses. You know what I'm saying? But shoot, they're also being kept on damn ships. You know what I'm saying? Recently it came out that, you know what I'm saying, sex trade victims were being transported across Slack. Let me look at my notes. Slack, Lake Superior. You know what I'm saying, between Canada and the United States. And where hundreds and thousands of Native women are coming up missing, you know what I'm saying, near Lake Superior. You know what I'm saying? And they are being sold out to the highest bidders that, will come to them ships. You know what I'm saying? For these damn devils and disgusting ass Asians and Arabs and Africans and East Indians to sit there and have these what they call parties with our sisters. You know what I'm saying, with the women of our nation, where they just sit there and they do nothing more than rape them and abuse them. You know what I'm saying, torturing them. Offer them sisters to be taken back to the bottom of the goddamn ship, to where they gotta wait till the next damn party. You know what I'm saying, where they can just be put through all types of suffering and afflictions. But yeah, our people, we can't possibly fathom the idea of our oppressor being the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying, us as a nation, we just can't put that past him. You know what I'm saying, he'd sit there and he'd kidnap our women and sell them into the sex trade. You know what I'm saying, when that is the main perpetrator of who is doing these things to our nation and our people. You know what I'm saying, you cannot have a sex trade on Lake Superior if, you know what I'm saying, the government is not involved, yo. You know what I'm saying, that involves the US and the Canadian government. You know what I'm saying, both of these entities is involved in destroying our women. You know what I'm saying, our nation. But yeah, we sit there and we wonder, how did this happen? How are so many women going missing and all this? You know what I'm saying, it's very simple. The same people you give all of your goddamn love to, you know what I'm saying, these same people that you will sit there and forgive time and time again, that you would fight and absolutely die for. These are the people that are rounding up our women and selling them into the sex trade. These are the people that have been, raping and murdering us from the beginning. You know what I'm saying, when you sit there and you partake in these people's goddamn festivities, I'm saying, like Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, this is what you are celebrating. You're celebrating our women being sold into the sex trade. You're celebrating the death of our people. You know what I'm saying, the molestation, the drug abuse that is in our communities. You celebrate that. I'm saying that the alcoholism that is running rampant. I'm saying you celebrate all these things. It's like if you sit there and you partake in our oppressors' festivities. I'm saying not only do you sit there and you celebrate what is going on today, I'm saying with the sex trade on Lake Superior, with these women being stored inside of these goddamn warehouses and inside the cages. I'm saying, but you celebrate the sex trade that was going on back when we were first invaded. I'm saying that's what you celebrate is the sex trade of our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Your great grandparents. That is what you celebrate. Salaki. Check the time real quick. Salaki, we got one more scripture. We're gonna go to we're gonna go to the verse 32. Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. So I don't know what is it you see there. You know what I'm saying, but the ISUPK on the Community Gen.YAHANNA, you know what I'm saying, we see CPS and we see the boarding schools. I'm saying we're gonna primarily touch on the CPS, you know what I'm saying, Child Protective Services. You know what I'm saying, because our enemy will sit there, he'll say that we are, you know, unfit as parents in order to look after our children. I'm saying that we do not have the proper mindset in order to going on. Meanwhile, once these people come and utterly kidnap our children, take them against our free will, because no parent wants their child to be taken away from them. You know what I'm saying? No matter the situation. You know what I'm saying? Once these people do these things, it's damn near a wrap for them households that have their children taken away. You know what I'm saying? Because once our children are in them systems, you know what I'm saying, in that system, then you know what I'm saying, our oppressor's way of life, it gets to you know what I'm saying, our children start to be sexual. You know what I'm saying, inside of CPS. It's something that has been brought out time and time again, not only with Native children, but with Black and Hispanic children, where an alarming number, sexually abused either by some goddamn worker or by whoever their disgusting adoptive parent is. I'm saying that's nothing new that has happened to children that have been, forcefully taken away from us. I'm saying just like in the damn boarding schools, it's like I'm saying our children were constantly sexually abused inside these institutions that were claimed to be helping them. You know what I'm saying? Claimed to be making them civilized and productive members of society. You know what I'm saying our children were constantly targeted and sexually assaulted by these same people that claim to be civilized. You know what I'm saying? These same people that claim to be, it's like they claim to bring some type of shoot. I don't even want to say civilization. You know what I'm saying, to the land of America, because shoot, if you do any basic historical research, you know that these more than a bunch of goddamn animals. Even when they first, invaded our territories, they were nothing but goddamn animals. But yet they sit there and they claim and civilizing and spreading morality throughout the lands because we were just so goddamn savage. But in reality, the real savage was our oppressor. Shoot, was and is our oppressor. Salaki. And that's something that us as a people should never ignore. We should never that they got pleasure out of raping our babies. You know what I'm saying? And molesting them and causing some type of you know what I'm saying, sexual, affliction towards them. You know what I'm saying? That shows you the true nature of these people. Saying because these people know if you sit there and you destroy the youth of a nation, you sit there and you sexually abuse them, you know what I'm saying, and rape them and misguide them, that shoot, they ain't gonna be type of productive member for their nation's society. You know what I'm saying that's the whole purpose of them doing these things to us, was to make sure that we could not do our duties once we got to a certain age to build our nation. You know what I'm saying? That shows you how the devil's goddamn mind works. It's like I'm saying that's that's just not something that happened a couple 100 years ago. Saying something that happened a couple generations ago. You know what I'm saying? That's been happening since our oppressor invaded us and did whatever was it he could to try to conquer us as a nation. So I'm gonna get this for you real quick, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. This is The American Holocaust by David E. Stannard. I'm gonna go to to chapter 104. Slakia, to page 104. Slakia. Observing the closeness of Indian parents and children. For example, Slakia. You know what I'm saying? That is exactly what our oppressor does today. You know what I'm saying? He sits there and he observes how close and tightly knitted our households are, to where we would never sit there and turn our back on one another, to where we would never sit there and wish harm to our parents or our brothers or our sisters and our nation as a whole. You know what I'm saying? He would do whatever it is that he could in order to in order to sever that bond. For example, the extraordinary grief suffered by Indian mothers and fathers when separated from their offspring. Smith and Lane, Smith and Lane, they were, two, I believe, Spanish, conquistadors. I'm saying, they were just hell bent on, making all natives, subservient to them. Made it a practice to kidnap and hold hostage Indian children whenever they approached a native town. I'm saying, that's the same damn thing that not only the boarding schools did, but with what Child Protective Services did. You know what I'm saying? They'd see how close knit we were. They'd see the bond that it was that we would have. And from their past experiences of seeing the suffering that it is that we would go through whenever we were separated from our babies. You know what I'm saying? They'd make sure to sit there and take our children, you know what I'm saying, our little ones, in order to try to break us down mentally and destroy us and shoot any type of way that it is that they could. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset of our oppressor, is to just our nation shoot until they can't destroy us no more. You know what I'm saying? And then destroy us a little more beyond that. That's the mindset of you know what I'm saying, the goddamn devil. And when our people sit there and we decide to celebrate, the holidays of our oppressor, especially Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, these are the things that you're actually taking part in, is condoning the the slaughter and the destruction of our people, whether it's mentally or physically. I'm saying, it don't matter what argument you try to come up with it with I'm saying, to disprove this. I'm saying, whether you say it's for the kids or just because you do it because family comes together or because you like food, that don't mean a damn thing. Saying, because at the end of the day, you still sit there and you know what I'm saying, you join hand in hand with our oppressor and you celebrate the atrocities committed against our nation. Knowing damn well that no other nation would sit there and do such a thing. Saying the goddamn devil is not going to sit there and celebrate what happened to, shoot, I don't know, whatever, minimal atrocity it was that happened to them, like, Pearl Harbor, I'm saying 9/11, Holocaust, I'm saying all them flimsy excuses for atrocities and massacres. You know what I'm saying? They won't sit there and eat a meal for them crimes that were committed against their people. I'm saying, so if the most vile and disgusting and wicked bastard on the face of the earth wouldn't do such a thing, you know what I'm saying, then why is it that the children of Israel, I'm saying, the Lord's chosen people, would sit there and I'm saying, do what it is that the devil wouldn't do? I'm saying at some point we gotta us as a nation, we gotta sit there and we gotta look at what it is we're doing as a whole. You know what I'm saying, which sadly in a couple days, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be celebrating the slaughter and the theft and lies and rape and mutilation and so on and so forth of our people. I'm saying it's time for us to separate as a whole and to come back to loving just one another. Come back for us to love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It's as simple as that. So we're going to get into these closing announcements. Security announcements. We have the I.S.U.P.K. Start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 months, after this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 11, 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. It's whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. So I'll get back with you on that next Monday. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or a war scarf. Same with that said, I majum, which means to stand. Upanyahak with dum, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to start out with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kwadash, Haya, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Babaa, Ratazaika, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawo, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawathia Kasalakanawa, Kabawathia Walaa, Dabayai now, Banasaya 1, of Ball, Hawashai now, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Waala, It's like what the pareth. La walam yum amad. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yah, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. The prayer for the Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashah, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Ka Makala, Wa Ka Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'alu, Lagarshan, by Shimya Washai, the Waraman. The prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wam yaka'ala, walahayam, madazab ya'ah, alawap yahanna, halawapyam, hazaranyam, hakwadazayanyam, hakayayayam, wakwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water month. A prayer for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Blessed art you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro throughout the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them and their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known, Slakia, cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that hath done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. Always. So be it. Sar, which means the turn. We're going to give a salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatam. Yazamutah. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shamar Aladan Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yazamutah. Class dismissed.